I heard that the community managed to convince NetEase to lower Hujheb pity down from 200 to 150, which is impressive actually, because over here in JP on the opposite side, Mara is pay Banner market return of 6% on step 5, my gosh. I really wish JP would have been nicer as like the global server, I guess not. Hujheb is full Castti. Well, maybe I should not use that comparison because Castti is not even out in the game yet for some reason. You guys got Shana and Hujheb before he got in Castti. So imagine Richard, but instead he specializes in bow, and he also has a follow attack. This will be mainly introduced with the Castti thing, but Castti is not here yet again. Anyway, he's a bow DPS and a bow support, and he's a really good one at that. Hujheb mechanic work on his Wisdom Arrow, that's if you get a synergize with it. Mainly his main way of gaining Wisdom Arrow is through his passive, is that whenever you start with 0, you gain 6. And which means that at the start of battle, you enter and use any skill, you will gain 6 stack immediately. And all of his skill consume 1 Wisdom Arrow. Only 1. The skill check for his Wisdom Arrow, it does not consume 2 or 3 Wisdom Arrow. So it consumes 1 Wisdom Arrow and it's checked the remaining amount of Wisdom Arrow remain to activate the bonus effect of the skill effect. So for example, his main skill, Chaotic Arrows, it's a 4-hit bow that becomes a 6-hit when he has 3 Wisdom Arrow. A 2-hit also inflict defense down. His Torch Point buff, which is Starless Void, is his main buffing skill. It's essentially give him potency up, 100% potency up, which is really strong. Also explain why all of his skill kind of sucks at potency. Damage cap up, and also guarantee crit. And also set the Wisdom Arrow stack to 0. However, this will synergize with his passive, so setting the Wisdom Arrow stack to 0 is a benefit and not a hindrance, because after using the skill you will get a total of 6 extra stack from the passive. After that, you can cast his buff and then grant everyone in front row 20% attack up and then also double damage up and also SP reduction. That's how you work. You start with his Torch Point skill and then you do a bunch of stuff. And EX skill is CX skill. It's also his main way of dealing a lot of damage. It's just like a 9-hit skill. 9-hit, but the potency is a bit low, so you would use this, you cast a self buff with the potency up on himself, you cast the ultimate, you cast other buff, and then a lot of damage over 9-hit. It works similar to Ringer Bell, where it's an EX skill, it's like a multi-hit 9 to 10 hit, and you can only use it like once or twice per battle. So for Hujheb, if you run out of the skill, your other best option would be to use his 6-hit attack, I think. You can also use his 2-hit, but then damage cap problem. For his passive, the one I mentioned already, whenever you start at 0 stack, you gain 6 stack. So you can also reset if you somehow lack the Wisdom Arrow. Like, let's just say you have like 3 Wisdom Arrow, right? You can also cast the buff to reset the Wisdom Arrow to 0 with the Torch Point buff, and then you also get 6 again. So Torch Point buff is always nice, it's your main way of regaining Wisdom Arrow. The second passive is follow attack. Whenever any allies use a bow attack in front row, also do a 1 AoE bow, 100 power, also inflict small chance of inflicting corrosion. Corrosion is nice because it's like more shield shaving, even though it's like 1 every turn only, so. As for his ultimate, it's a good ultimate. Resemble Richard ultimate, you're doing a 1 attack and then you give a bunch of buff. This one is also like that. You do 1-hit bow, you grant a bunch of buff, including bow damage up, damage cap up, and also guarantee crit. You do not need a second turn of this. It's a damaging ult, so it's like the value of going to level 10 is not as great as a support ult. You only need to use this once per battle for the buff anyway. It's like the same with Richard. If the fight goes on longer, you would like a ult 10, but if it's not, you don't need to. I think his A1 is better for his own damage, so if you're going for dupes and stuff, go for A1 first and then go for a 2nd level ultimate. So overall, Hujheb is only one thing and one thing only. Do you want to play a bow team with Hujheb and Octopath and Kilns the Hunter Kate? If you do, you get Hujheb because he is like the bow buffer for bow after all. He still is the bow buffer for bow in JP. Problem is, right now it's a solid meta in JP, so no one really uses the bow team. And that's it. Like there will be better bow DPS to to be in the bow team in the future, like the Torena EX. So he will remain a good bow support unit. But if you do not care for bow team, then I guess you can save for Castti and Hikari, or maybe the eventual new collab in the future. So your choice is up to you.
強行突破だ。仕留めてやる。
お任せします。ありがとう。ありがとう。
力がみなぎる。ちまけに落ちろ。ケージはもう到来。